The ANC Progressive Business Forum is hosting its colloquium with businesses at the Gallagher Estate. That's in Midrand. President Cyril Ramphosa will be the keynote speaker tonight at the Presidential Gala Dinner. Part of our team there is Katlego, Legodi, our reporter, and Kwazi, Manzi, who's behind the lens, and they join us now live. And Katlego, this is also an opportunity for the ANC to make some money in the lead up to this crunch election. I wonder if there are signs of success early this morning.
Most definitely, Ayanda. A very good morning to you and to our viewers at home. The ANC really looking to ensure that they benefit from such activities and events in the lead up to the elections. You know very well that it becomes crucial at this point in time that a party has that funding to ensure that the machinery, the election machinery moves in this particular regard, and they come through for the electorates in taking their message or bringing their message closer to the electorate. So this morning we see most of them just coming into this particular space, and this is where then we see some of those leaders from the ANC and business leaders just coming here just in their numbers to ensure that they get a sense of what then government can come through for them in terms of those policies. You know very well, Ayanda, that the economy has not done well for quite some time, and we see business just looking to ensure that there are policies that favor their fraternity as they work around ensuring that they play their part in coming through for the economy. It's been over 17 years, Ayanda, of such engagements, the PBF breakfast, and this is where then we see some of these business leaders, even at these events, taking stock of where they find themselves with government. Today, we have three of those ministers. The Minister of Health will be here. We'll also have the Minister of Energy. We'll also have the Minister here of Communications, Gungubele. They will also all be playing their part in just taking their programs, government programs, to the business fraternity and just taking stock of where we find ourselves in terms of the economy. I'm going to bring into the conversation now the Treasurer General of the ANC, Midrand. She's also the chairperson of the Progressive Business Forum. You've gathered us here today just to ensure that at least we find each other. But just a question that even came through from our anchor this morning was to say that we see the ANC moving to ensure that they use this particular activities to raise funds. There have been issues around the ANC's funding, and people even saying that the party is broke and not able to keep up with this election machinery as we go into the May 29th polls. Let's start there and reflect on how important then it becomes for the ANC to gather these people. And also, are you there yet in terms of the finances of the organization in the lead up to the elections? Welcome to the SABC.
Thank you very much, Katlego, and also greetings to the viewers. I want to thank you for this opportunity, and once more to say it very clearly that the ANC is not at all in financial distress. The ANC in its nature raises funds continuously. And we have raised funds quite successfully to run all our programs, at least since I got into office. And there were also some media reports that say we owe our staff 3 months, UIF, whatever. Those are really baseless allegations or whatever. So I'm just calling on South Africans, especially with the support of a very important institution, the media, to focus on the reality, the real issues, and the key issues of national interest. And the key issue of national interest here now, first, is to celebrate the freedom and democracy that we have journeyed together through. And we have seen a lot of progress. We take lessons, and we are, I think, 15 days towards the 27th of April, which is the Freedom Day for South Africa, and we have a lot to celebrate. And beyond that, in 47 days, we will be going into another election to indeed say this democracy belongs to the people. It must serve the will of the people, and that's the mood here. This PBF platform for today, the colloquium and the dinner in the evening, is to deepen that engagement and also to interrogate the call of the ANC to say, let us do more together, to find one another, what we have done together, and we have been resilient to many challenges, and we have achieved. Life expectancy for South Africans has improved. Infant mortality rate and maternal mortality rates, that is the deaths in those specific demographic groups, has gone down over the past years. So, and that's also why we have a higher life expectancy. The black middle strata has bulged in different sectors of society. The plethora of professionals that young black people find themselves in is really, really heartening. It's encouraging that we are on the right track. And that is also as a result of the successes of NSFAS. Even children from very poor families are now able to be PhDs, and we celebrate that as well.
Yeah. TJ, if I can come in there, let's come back then to also this engagement that we see with business here. You're working around ensuring that you gather or just gauge the landscape, the business landscape and the economic landscape. And we know very well that the business fraternity has been crying to say that there have been issues, logistic issues from Transnet. There have been issues at Eskom of energy. And most of them have been saying that they are hard done by the environment that we find ourselves here. They attribute that to some of the policies within government that have not found meaning on the ground that would ensure that at least there's a movement for this fraternity. What message are you taking to them? And we're seeing this colloquium, also you gathering business people to come and engage with you here towards that inclusive economy. How do we actually find ourselves together here and find each other looking at these challenges that have existed over time?
I must say that I really have a problem with your researchers or your producers. They seem melancholic. They seem like they have nothing to celebrate for 30 years and impatient when we say South Africans, this is our country. Many like Chris Hani, many like Solomon Mahlangu in this year. Many like Me Charlotte Matleke really gave their lives. The other first two actually, they pay the ultimate price for it. We must reflect on that. And I want to challenge the SABC in particular to do research, to look at empirical evidence that things are better. But I've also said in my introduction that we also take lessons. We take lessons from what we referred to in the past, a sense of incumbency. But as the ANC, we have sent a very clear message not to tolerate corruption. And we have also intervened on issues of load shedding, and we are making progress. We are intervening on issues of rail, including asking private sector to participate as well. So that's what we would like South Africans to focus on. How do we defend the progress, and how do we take lessons and to make sure that the problems don't emerge again, and how do we take this country to the next level? We are a very wealthy country. We are economically endowed. We've got the ocean economy, we've got minerals, oil, gas, and so forth.
But some, if I can come in, some of those have not worked for the economy in terms of where we find ourselves. The reason why I'm bringing logistical issues at Transnet and energy is through research and lived experiences of people on the ground. This business fraternity people that are here would tell you that when stage 6 hits, there's 3.5 to 4 billion rand that is wiped off the economy. So that is a lived reality. It's not a matter of research. It's what these people would be expecting to just get in terms of government to say, how are you coming through for them in this particular regard? So as much as we find ourselves here in the past 30 years to say there's been a move for the country where we find ourselves here, there have been those gaps and those issues that these people will be looking to just get answers from you on.
Well, in my world, we don't say the glass is half empty. We say the glass is half full, so that we don't become melancholic and self-destruct. Because if we focus on the challenges we've had, like COVID, what will we do? We won't throw our hands in the air. We are trained to be engines of solutions in the ANC. Problems do emerge, we must tackle them, and we must tackle them together in good faith and credibly so that we provide impactful leadership. We did have a problem of load shedding. We don't deny it, it was there. We did have a problem of SARS also being undermined, but we've turned it around. We did have a problem of South African Airways. It's turning around, it's flying again, even to more destinations. We do have a problem. We haven't as yet fully resolved Transnet, but we have put measures in place, changed the board, changed the leadership, and now inviting, and that's why these platforms. inviting even the private sector to come on board to help resolve these issues. So if you want to say, you want to analyze how empty the bottle is, we want to build on the foundation and move forward. And that's what we call South Africans to do. This is our country. When we work together, we know we are resilient and we have achieved a lot. We can achieve even more.
Dr. Gwen Ramokgopa, thank you very much for your time. I'm going to release her. She's actually the host here as the chairperson of the PBF. They are accommodating us today. I'm going to step out of shot a bit for Kwazi to show you what is happening behind us. It's not that packed, I must say, Ayanda, and the program really just running 1.5 hour late. Was supposed to have started at 8 o'clock, but we find these role players just coming through in bits and pieces, and I guess any moment from now we'll be seeing some of these role players taken to the podium. We have role players like Gloria Serobe. They'll be taken to the podium on a discussion here, and we have some of those business leaders as well that want to ensure that their voices are heard where government is concerned. You hear them saying that the glasses half full, half empty, but when you look at it, there are realities on the ground, and the economy has not moved for a lot of people, including those in the business fraternity. Ayanda, it's back to you in studio for now.
That's a good point. Katlego, thanks very much indeed. Part of our team at the Gallagher Estate in Midrand.